Hi.
We're working with some technical, not even challenges, it's just putting everything in order.
Yes, putting everything
Eh,
together
Put
here.
everything in together. So while we do that, go ahead. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our Monday night journey to consciousness.
Yay.
Welcome. Go get your teas, your
Your water,
coffee, your
your
water,
coffee.
your favorite drink, and come and let's sit here together and have a little
Bit of
chat,
a little bit of fun.
a little bit of fun.
Yes.
Let's talk about some topics. Some of them are different, some of them are familiar, some of them are like, let me think about that a little bit.
Exactly. Just insights.
Yeah, some little insights,
Some insights.
On different topic. And today, as Maya gets herself and she comes back to us,
Yes.
we are gonna talk about love.
Again, love? Or the
Yeah.
frequency of love?
That's right.
Let's
We're
talk
gonna
about the
talk
frequency. The frequency of love. Yes, there you go.
And then I'm gonna turn it over to Maya and say, Maya, what do you mean by the frequency of love? What is exactly the frequency of love?
Yes. Have you read that book of The Secret?
Yes, I have.
Yes,
Very good book.
they talk a lot about the law of attraction.
Yes, absolutely.
And that to attract something, you must see where you are at 1st. And that's pretty much what we want to talk about today, because sometimes we think that we are on track and maybe we are not. So we are attracting into our life something that we don't want. And we still think that we are in the right frequency, but we might not be there.
So we think we're in the right frequency to attract what we want, but yet we still manage to attract what we don't want.
Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. Yeah, because I have so many people that, hold on, so we can get to see together.
We're trying to get so we can both be on the
we need
screen.
to be closer to each other so you guys can see us here and there.
Yes. Multitasking. That's what we love to do.
So yeah, we wanted to talk today about the frequency of love and how you, because it is said, if you think positive and affirmations, then you will attract what you want.
Absolutely.
But there is something there that most people haven't seen that is affecting that law of attraction.
And what is it? What is it that we haven't seen, Maya?
Well, we have at a cellular level, we are connected to the memories of our ancestors. And what they lived in the past is like dormant within us. At certain point, something that can be triggering, right, can awaken those memories. And then that's what we have to review. We need to not only see what I have here in my mind, but what I also have within my DNA.
Or even how you feel.
How you feel is the frequency. If you feel like you can't, even though you try that to do it, and you still can't, it's your frequency. It's a deep, deep, deep root that people don't tend to explore. That is why it becomes harder or more difficult for you to attract what you want in your life.
Okay, so let me see. So we're trying to attract a certain type of love.
It could be love, and it could be project,
any type of relationship or project. But yet things happen that we're not attracting it exactly. But the problem could be that we're not aware that it stems from our DNA that comes all the way from our roots and our ancestors.
Exactly. We are not aware of those memories that can be active, like they can activate at certain point in our lives if we feel a sort of a triggering and we want to accomplish something, but then those memories are stronger within ourselves.
So in other words, okay, so let me think. So you're trying to, you let's say you're working on a project or you're in a love relationship, and things don't go according to plan, and you try to understand why, but yet the fact that they're not according to plan is that you have triggered a memory in you that because of that you seek. Okay, and it's due to your frequency that you brought with you.
Yes.
Even before you were born. It's just in your DNA.
Yes, it's in our DNA.
So how do we correct that? How do we become aware of that?
This is something that we should be taught in school. You know, when I would say that that's something that we don't know. So we go throughout our life, like falling and falling and falling again and not knowing why. And it's because we are born with this programmation. It's a programmation.
That's exactly the word.
That's what it is. So our resonance is pulsing with that fear, stress, trauma, something that happened in the past that hasn't been resolved. Then we are still pulsing that. At a certain point, when we feel afraid of something, then we attract that. Of course, we are attracting what we must heal. It doesn't come because the universe wants you to go through suffering, but the opposite. The universe wants you to heal that so you don't have to go through it again, and then you can really attract what you want in your life.
So that's the key. It's the fact that when you keep repeating those patterns, that sometimes you don't understand why I keep repeating the same thing, why I keep landing in the same story, why I keep going through the same experience. It's because trigger has happened.
Yes.
That therefore you need to go back.
Yes.
To understand. And it stems from way back. When everything is said and done, it stems from way back.
Yes. And I want to talk a little bit here about the importance of understanding our ancestors' history.
So now let me ask you, have you ever sat down to think, why do I keep repeating this pattern? What is it that I'm doing wrong? And have you ever thought that it has to do with my ancestors? Because I know I never have.
Yeah, I didn't either. Before I knew this, I never
I'm
thought.
Sitting here listening to her talk, and I'm like, what? You want me to go where? And that's exactly what we're saying. That's why these talks are so different and unique, because it puts you to think in such a different way, which I find fascinating. Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Janet, for being here. Yes. for kind of translating for me what I'm trying to explain, because I know sometimes I go very deep in the mind, trying to understand everything that has been hidden that we need to see. Because at this point where, we are in our humanity and the ascension from third dimension to fifth dimension, is asking us to review and to transcend what is not serving us anymore. Because if we don't, we are becoming so powerful. Our conscious is becoming so powerful with that ascension that whatever you think, it is. But if you are not in the right frequency, then you are attracting what you don't want instead of what you really want.
So like being in the frequency, you're going to attract whatever you're thinking.
Yes.
Whether you're thinking good, you're going to attract. And if you're not thinking that good because you're focusing on the issue or the problem, you're going to attract that as well.
But that's unconscious. It's not that you don't want. We all want to experience something good. We are always going after the great, right? Because that's what we want to experience. But we cannot get there if we don't see what we have within in a deep level, such as our DNA memories from our ancestors.
And I love that, because I know in my experience, I have attracted things that I don't want. And and I'm over here thinking I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing the meditations, I'm doing the affirmations,
the healing.
I'm doing the healing,
the aligning of the chakras.
I'm doing what they say, the work. I'm doing the work, but yet I'm still attracting stuff that, in a sense, it's not serving me the way I want.
Yes.
Or I have attracted something and I'm like, why did I attract that? And that's the deepness of this.
Yes.
Because that's what you explained to us.
Yes.
Why we attracted that. And it goes down to our DNA and our ancestors.
Our ancestors. And we can talk a little bit here about epigenetics.
Okay.
Because this has been proven. You might be saying, but what is the base of that? But it has been proven by epigenetics that we are like all this information passed on our DNA, but this information doesn't affect the DNA itself because it's over. That's why it's epigenetics. It's over the DNA.
Okay.
But those memories are information that passes on also to us and stays in our DNA, kind of like sleep. So that's why I say when we are born, all of that information is there, programmed. And when something happens that was similar to what our ancestors experienced, then those sort of memories can be, boom, awakened. And simple things.
And you are totally triggered.
Yes, we are triggered, then the memory awakens, then we feel like our ancestors did, and we might behave the same way or react the same way or
recreate it.
We recreate the same pattern.
Okay, an experience. I would say the same pattern and the experience.
Yes, so that's how it really happens. It doesn't have any mystery there because it's not a mystery in this. It's all science and quantum, really. Quantum energy, the one that is leading our destiny. And we want to change our destiny, but if we don't have that clarity of where do we come from, then what we are doing is following the past. It is even said that even sometimes like people say, but why this child doesn't like this sort of food, where our ancestors might not like that. So that's why our kids don't like it.
Or even when they have allergies.
They have allergies, anything, diseases, many, not only diseases or tastes, and the adaptation of what they had to do to survive, it also was inherited. That was also inherited. But also our emotions. So, and what we didn't get to resolve here, guess what?
We're going to resolve it through our experience in this lifetime.
No. If we have kids, it's going to be passed on.
So look at that. So not only, so if we don't resolve it, it didn't get resolved from our ancestor, it came through us. We didn't resolve it. Guess what? We're going to send it to the future generation.
Yes.
So let's pay attention. Let's us resolve it.
Yes. So our frequency is not what we want, but where we are. And we don't know where we are at because we are unaware of that.
So I guess my question would be, how do we begin to become aware of that?
Yes, that's a very good question, Janet. We need to go back to our past. And many people say, oh, the past is the past. But the past is not the past. If we haven't been able to resolve that, or if our ancestors didn't get to resolve our past, their past, then we are living the same experiences, some similarities or something similar. And if it's not you, it's your cousin, but the front line of the generation that is on the front line has that frequency. It's the resonance of what hasn't been resolved appears on the front line of any system, any family system. So we are in that frequency.
So the people that are part of that front line and in that frequency, they're the one that will keep creating those patterns.
Yes.
Which are in a sense unnecessary in order for them to heal, to become aware.
Yes, that's a very good point. The system and life wants you to change that, because that is part of the evolution. The only way that life can evolve is by us transcending where it doesn't serve us well anymore.
A little bit like what you said, like we're on the third dimension.
Yes.
And we're moving towards the fifth dimension.
Yes.
So that's why we're working on that transcension.
Yes, we are. And the more we help ourselves, because this isn't like about anybody else but you. Yes. And as much as you change something within you, you help changing your whole system because you are connected to your whole system. It's not like mom and dad are there and grandparents are there. No, we are one unity, one system. And this system is connected to many other systems. Yes. So at the end, we are one whole unit, all of us. So what happens in one point of one system is happening to all of us. But when one part of one system heals, the whole unit feels that change. And then that's the magic of recreating a different destiny for all, not only for yourself.
So that's why it's so important to really focus on working on you.
Yes, very important.
And healing you.
Yes.
Because as you do work on you, self-love, and on focusing on you and doing the work, then therefore you heal your system. Yes. And you heal your humanity and your generations, the older generation moving forward.
The future generations, you facilitate their path when you heal yourself. Sometimes when people come to Constellate, they say, yeah, but the issue is that my son and my daughter and this and that. And I say, no, let's take a look at your life and see why they are showing that.
So when everything is said and done, Maya, everything begins with you.
Yes, everything begins with you. That's a great point to begin because I tend to blame on others what I don't see in myself. And I think it's the others. This people is wrong, or this person, what's wrong with that person? But I'm not seeing that person is just a mirror of something that I need to heal myself, that I'm vibrating. My frequency is vibrating in the resonance of something that is unhealthy for all the system.
And I know that can be a little uncomfortable.
Of course, because then you will be attracting experiences that are no fun. Yes. No fun to experience and that we don't like. And that we want to change that reality, but we don't know how. And it doesn't happen just by meditating and practicing, because I like meditating and I do practices that can help me stay in balance.
And the affirmations
are great, but once you find the root and you change that, that's beautiful that you practice meditation and affirmations and then your energy and you align your chakras and all of that. That's amazing once you have found the root of that conflict.
And I know, Maya, you have many tools on how to do that.
Yes, we have a great tool.
Yeah, I would say, would you share a little bit about that tool on how we can change that at the root level where it needs to begin?
Yes. So we have a tool here that we use. There are many tools, of course, but the one I use is called Family Constellations. And it's family and systemic constellations because when we do this work, it's about the system. So it's not more about seeing the individual as the individual, but seeing this individual and his or her whole system.
Okay.
Because the actual root of why this person is living this here is because the system has some imbalances. Or is in disequilibrium, or something happened that is very conflicting, and that's why this individual is going through that. So in constellations, constellations is I would say an efficient, but also a one-time therapy or tool to identify those roots and to heal that, because you do that in the moment. It's not like, oh, I understand what it was, because some people want to understand, but the understanding is not enough to create a change. We do need to feel the change, and that is the difference, because when you feel the change, your DNA feels that change. And when your DNA feels that change, you get a new imprint, different than the one that you were carrying on.
Because you're changing it now at a very energetic level.
Energetic level. The DNA changes when you adjust to this new experience. And that is all you need to do to reprogram your DNA.
I take a deep breath.
Yes. And then you can work on the affirmations, work on the positive thoughts, work on what you want to do. Put your visions there, and it's going to happen easier because your resonance and the vibration and the frequency of what you are now, after that, you're going to be resonating on that. So you will be attracting that into your life effortlessly.
Right.
Effortlessly. Everything should be effortlessly. If something is is causing you efforts and struggling, then stop there and take a look of what is that showing you. Because that means that something isn't flowing organically. So you must stop, and instead of trying to push forward, stop, turn around, and look to the past. The answer is always going to be in the past.
So at that point, ask the questions. And like she said, turn around and look to the past. What happened in my past that is bringing this into my future?
Yes.
And then you can use the tool of systemic and family constellation and heal that at the energetic level. Because as you heal, you're feeling it.
Yes.
So therefore you are re-imprinting it.
Yes.
But now from a healthy way.
Yes.
So now when you move forward with your meditations and your affirmation, well, your DNA is healthy.
Yes.
So now you'll see the attraction change.
Exactly.
You'll see the change.
And I want to add something very important here, and it is that our ancestors, they went through so many difficult things.
Yes, they did.
Many difficult stories. And I hear many stories here that I'm amazed. I'm like, that was a lot. Those were like really harsh destinies that our ancestors got to live. And so since they didn't have this information, because this information back then wasn't open, because of the frequency of the planet back then. Back then, the planet was the programming of the planet was of fear. So we had to survive back then, or they had to survive. Today it changed. But when we do the constellation, in the constellation, these people that went through this experiences, they couldn't see each other, they just blame it on others, or I had to survive and I'm the victim and you are the perpetrator, and all of these things that happen there, we get to reconciliate in one simple moment and create a big change in our lives.
Wow.
That's very powerful.
That is extremely powerful, because that means when you say reconciliate, that means they're choosing different words.
They do. And just to see that what happened back then was something that we were in the right consciousness. We couldn't be in that state of consciousness that we are today. And everybody's opening that consciousness because of that movement or to the fifth dimension. Then we are in a different place where we can see the enlarged vision of ourselves and our connection to all that we couldn't see back then.
So little by little, we're becoming more
aware and awakened
and more aware.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that reconciliation is very important. And when you do that reconciliation, you feel it within your heart.
And there is the frequency of love.
And that is the frequency of
from
love.
The heart.
Yes, that is the frequency of love, because it's so tender and compassionate. And then you get to understand what happened from another view, from a different angle of the picture, and say, that was it. My grandma wasn't seen. My grandma wasn't loved enough and she couldn't understand what love was, so she couldn't give me that. See, that in the case of a parent, sometimes I see transgenerational constellations here, where I get to see that if I'm speaking about a generation before me, I say my parents, and maybe I was expecting from my mom more attention. Mm-hmm. And my mom didn't give me that attention because this mom didn't receive that attention.
From her mom?
From her mom or from her dad. So she was missing this part that we are going to a great point here. We are going to get to the great point here. And it is like this. Let's say, just say that the origin of life, mm-hmm. when we get here to this planet, to this reality, because this is a planet of duality. Mm-hmm. So love, let's say that became two parts, mm-hmm. a masculine and a feminine.
Okay.
And the feminine was that love, care, nurturing, nourishing.
Mm-hmm. The heart, like in a sense, the heart of the family.
Yes. You know? And then the masculine energy was holding the energy of the strength and the empowerment. And because that's also love. Because that sort of energy is the one that takes you to take action in the world.
You know, take care of the family.
And protect, do. Especially do the action.
The action. Do.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like the feminine is the receptive and the masculine is the giving. That's why it's action. That's why the sperm moves and the egg stays there. You know, kind of goes really slow. So everything has a sense in nature. So these two were at the beginning. That's how life started here, let's say. That's just to give you a symbolic idea. And these two energies were the ones who kept life running.
Okay.
If those two energies weren't within each of our ancestors or the generations from the beginning, we wouldn't be here today.
Isn't that fascinating?
So those two energies are within you. You just don't know it, don't recognize them. Yes, you're still missing those. You say, no, I don't have enough love, so I need to look for that love in others. And that's why we tend to look for that love in my partnership or in my parents still, or if I don't have my parents or others, then I look at it in my children, or I'm looking for someone to give me that sort of love. But we are lost because that love is not there, it's within. And that's not to sound too like, oh, love is within. No, I'm giving you the basis of why am I saying this. Because that love was the one who created life and the one who keeps life running, going on. And so if you didn't have those two, then you wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. And we are looking, when we are vibrating in a different state of love, is because we forgot about those two.
So we don't have our masculine and our feminine energy balance.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore we have like that disconnect.
Yes, and we disconnect from ourselves.
From our inside. Okay.
And then we look outside for what we already have here. Inside. So it's the journey with no sense. Mm-hmm. And pretty much a waste of energy. So that's very important to understand that it's not the la la land that says, oh yeah, love is within. But in what type of love are you talking about? The love from need? Because if that you need love, then that's not that love that I'm talking about today. You are vibrating, or your frequency is vibrating in the love of humanity that is kind of needy. I need that. I need more. Mm-hmm. Or I wasn't given.
Right.
And that sort of love takes you to deep levels of unconsciousness. Your subconscious and unconscious, of course, because of the experiences you went through. It's important to understand that it's not to say that you're guilty of that. It's just that was how we were evolving, and that's how we had to go through all of these experiences that we still have to heal in this unconscious mind in order to change. Yeah, but yes, definitely that's why we need, well, that's actually where we have to go, to our unconsciousness, to dive deep into it so we can find what it is that is affecting us today, and that we can change that, not only for your own good, but also for your whole system and for the whole unity that we are. Because before you were born, you chose to come and help also with this part. We all have different missions. And one of them can be having a purpose to help others, and other one can be that you have talents and gifts. This, you can give it to others and serve others as well. But also you had a mission of helping resolve something that is not aligned in life. And you're helping life by healing yourself. So life can still move on, because life doesn't care about the system. Life only wants to keep moving and creating more evolution. So it just comes and comes, doesn't care about how the system is sick or not. But now that we know this, we can help fix that part. So the new generations are going to come healthier. And then life can keep running, but in a healthier way for all.
Wow. I'm like, that's so beautifully said. It's the importance of just, again, it goes right back, like I like to say, to the basic, just loving yourself, understanding your DNA, your masculine, your feminine energy,
your unconsciousness,
different parts, your inner child. I would say also paying attention when you see things happening, to say stop. What does this mean? Let me look. Turn around, go to the back. Where is it? Where is the imbalance? And then again, we still go back to ourselves and look inside and continue working on that balance within us. And as we do that, we heal our whole systemic, our family system, and we heal the world.
And we don't have to do more.
We don't have to do more.
That's the only way.
Easy.
That's the best. That's the best way. That's the best way to help. I know. Well, it's not that easy.
That's the journey.
That's the journey. Exactly.
That's the journey. I say that was easy because I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, wow.
It is a lot. It's simple to see it this way, but when you have to put yourself in and confront what you don't even know, don't see in yourself, it's like, oh, wow, didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. Right?
And a lot of times you're not even in an environment that kind of even allows you to see it. So a lot of times you do go through quite a bit of uncomfortable and pain and suffering until you get to that environment that you say, okay, let me look.
Yes. Let me look. There is always a point that takes us there.
Yes.
Because
that's the beauty of the work.
Yes, and that's the beauty of love, actually. Love itself is taking you to confront what you don't want, so you can change it, and then you don't have to go through the same sort of pain and suffering. And that's the same love. The love itself and life itself is taking you towards that.
You know, it's so interesting because I don't know if it was you, someone told me once, like when I was going through a very challenging experience, they say, Janet, you have loved yourself enough to walk that experience.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, at that point, I was not ready for that. So I'm like, what? But now as I go back and I'm listening to what Maya's saying with the frequency of love, my frequency of love was attracting that because I needed to heal.
Yes.
So when everything is said and done, it's all about love. And we always have to say thank you to love.
Yes. And thank you to love that we are really attracting those experiences to. Usually there is a turning point. It's something that really breaks your spirit. You say, oh, that's really painful. And then at that painful moment is when you say, well, there must be something that can help me fix this. And then you start searching and looking for help. And that's when life starts showing you possibilities to see what it is. And it is a lot, you know, as I said, as you mentioned them, you know, your unconscious, your inner child, your masculine and feminine, all of these memories from your ancestors, all of those programming from your life, your own life, it is a lot. It is a lot that we need to resolve. We didn't come here just to have some fun. Let's say it this way. It is more fun. I mean, when you are working on it, and then you get to transcend that programming, then life is fun.
It definitely gets more in the flow. I will tell you that.
Then and lighter, it's lighter, and then you laugh. At the end, you say, "I was just crying for that," but that's so ridiculous because you get to really understand the point of it, and then you are not seeing this anymore from that human heart that tends to cry for everything because I need this, because I have this lack of that or that. You just see it from a different angle, which is your real consciousness, which is also love itself. Yes. So then you will vibrate in that frequency of love. You will attract into your life what you really want to experience.
Because you allowed yourself to feel, you allow yourself to do the work, and you return to your own love. So therefore now you give that out. And your own frequency of love attracts the love that you want, that is important and it's essential for you to create and heal humanity.
Exactly.
To create that beautiful frequency of love.
Yes.
And be in the flow.
Be in the frequency of love. There should be a song, so maybe a writer or someone out there, the frequency of love, and just that journey to get there so you can really vibrate from it. It is a journey of love, and it is self-love. Because actually, when you get to love yourself, is when you start doing this. When you say no more to this,
right,
I don't want any more of that.
I'm like, your frequency changes. Because now you're loving yourself, so therefore you are attracting the right frequency to you.
Exactly. So, well, that's what we wanted to share today. Thank you, everybody, for being there. We see many people in Instagram here and then in Facebook. Thank you so much. Your presence here is important for us because we want to deliver this beautiful message for you to start thinking
about the frequency of love
or taking some action. Because it's not only about understanding. I'm telling you this. Maybe this is your first call to say, didn't know about that. And now how can I change it? So let's take some steps to create a change, a real change.
Absolutely. And Maya, why don't you tell them some of the steps you're doing, some of the courses you're offering?
That's right. Thank you, Janet. Yes, we are doing at this moment, we have every other Tuesday, we meet online, and we have a tribe, Soul Tribe, where we bring all of these topics of, I don't know why this happens to me, but it hurts and I don't want it to hurt anymore. So let's see what it is. So we open that out. And what happens there is that probably the person that comes and brings a topic or a subject or something that is going on in their life, it's usually something that we all can feel. So we all heal it in the group. So that's the beauty of that. We also, I'm doing a family constellations training certification on family constellations. That's once a month. It's a weekend. You can do it online or you can do it also in person. You can come here. You have the two options. And we just created that group. My intention is that I say that we need constellators because this facilitation can help many people who is looking to transcend their ancestral past and and to live a different experience because we all want that. And that's what I'm doing for the moment in English. In Spanish, we have some other activities as well. If you speak Spanish and you're there, you're welcome to join us as well. We do have also a tribe, and then that we meet on Friday and do the hero's journey because we have the soul's journey, we have the hero's journey. We are working on the hero's journey at this moment. And also we do have certain other events. Like we are having this Sunday, we have a circle, women's circle, because speaking of that divine feminine, we need that sort of expressing. We women need to express so we can release and create a change through that. So that's what's happening here at the moment.
So we invite you all. If you have any questions, go ahead and go to the website. Go ahead and contact Maya.
Yes,
or definitely, let us know.
But through Messenger or through Facebook or Instagram, anywhere you can send me a message, and I will be so happy that you join us, because that's my service here. That's what makes me happy and passionate. The best motivation for me to be here in this moment in humanity is that I can serve you with this. This is my part. That's how I can, add to what everybody's doing, trying to create more consciousness, and that's what I love doing as well. So thank you so much.
And if you know anyone that else would like this, resonates with this, please also invite them. And see, just invite them over.
Yes.
Let them have the opportunity to just, enjoy this just as much as you are enjoying it. And like I like saying, we always talk about something kind of different.
Yes, we're gonna be bringing more of this topic every week.
Yeah, we're gonna make you think.
Yes, I feel that we need to understand ourselves. That's the only way to create a change. It's about why do I think that way? By that, why do I feel that way? Why do I use this protection? And when I don't want to do that, I really want to love and feel loved. Why am I doing that to myself? So all of those, I would say that there are like labyrinth. Is that how you call it? Labyrinths? Yes, within our minds, and we have so much in there. We really need to navigate to find the real roots of what is affecting us, and I think that's what I love doing.
I know for me, it has really helped me answer a lot of my why questions. What used to take me years, now I'm doing like more instantly, in which I really am very grateful to them, grateful to Maya, and to this whole program.
Thank you, Janet. I'm very grateful that you're here and that we open up this opportunity to do this program, because English isn't my first language, and sometimes I feel out of my comfort zone. But when you're here, I feel more confident, and so I can, like, if I forget one word, I actually can say, Janet, how do I say this?
We try to help. We're here. We're all one. When everything is said and done, we're all one. We're here to help and serve each other and serve humanity. So once again, thank you so much for coming. Continue coming every Monday to Journey to Consciousness.
We will be here next Monday.
We will be here with another intriguing topic.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And if you have questions, before we go, if you have any questions about how we spoke today, or any comments, or any topics that you say, but Maya and Janet, how is this that it works that, or how this happens, or I don't understand this, or I like more information on that, we will be so happy to develop that topic here. So
yes, please
write us, leave us your comments. We appreciate that. We appreciate your presence here. We cannot see you, but we don't need eyes to see. We need hearts to feel.
And we do definitely feel you. So thank you once again, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you for joining us every Monday. We're looking forward to next Monday, and thank you for today. And hopefully we'll see you in one of our programs.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Everybody, have a good night.
Good night. Good night.
Blessings to all.
Absolutely. Woo. Enjoy the frequency of love.
Enjoy the frequency of love. If we can find the mouse to stop the recording. I have no idea what it is. The frequency of love was to keep us here. I don't know what I did with it. No, I don't know. I don't know what I did with it. That's so funny. Let me see what I did with it.
They want us to keep talking with you guys. Yes, that's what it is.
Maybe that's what it is.
We have a lot of love to keep giving to you.
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe we're going to have to make a party.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. It was about to bite me.
Thank you so much for coming, everyone.